to topple interior trade barriers in a First Ministers meeting. We are joined now by Canada's Minister of Transport and Internal Trade, Anita Anand, to talk about it further and bring us the latest news. Thank you for coming in, first of all.
Thanks for having me, Paul.
The latest news is on alcohol. Many people in Canada have been frustrated. We in Ontario have slapped our foreheads for many years at our inability to buy British Columbia wine in our Ontario liquor stores, and that looks like it's coming to an end, correct?
And Canadian market for alcohol coming right at us. This is amazing. We're eradicating internal barriers to trade across the country. We actually, just taking a step back, have had a situation where provinces and territories are protecting their local economies. Now, all of the provinces and territories have come together and said, look, we've got to do better in the face of Trump tariffs. And we can add up to $200 billion to the Canadian economy by eradicating these internal barriers to trade. So alcohol and consumer goods is one arm of this work. Labor mobility, another arm. We're going to make it much easier for Canadians, wherever you're located, to work without having to re-credential and re-license. Third arm is reducing those exceptions in the Canadian Free Trade Agreement. Last week, the government of Canada agreed to get rid of more than half of those exceptions. And so we're doing the work necessary to grow the Canadian economy and diversify supply chains right here in Canada without even going through Donald Trump.
You've partially addressed this, I think, but I think the question that a lot of people have is what has spurred governments to act so quickly and so decisively now? All of a sudden, we've got an agreement on alcohol, whereas for decades there was a refusal, I think, even to talk about it in a serious way.
Well, believe me, I've been pushing very hard on this, but the provinces and territories are very willing partners, given the threat of Trump tariffs. And in fact, the unity that we see around the table has been palpable. And I'll just extend a huge thank you to my provincial and territorial counterparts for the work that they have been doing every single day to bring us together, to grow one Canadian economy instead of 13.
Two provinces, PEI and Newfoundland and Labrador, did not sign on to the alcohol agreement, correct? Any comment there?
Comments would be, let's go with the flow. We've got a majority of provinces and territories on side. Let's make sure that we open up the market to be complete across the country. Certainly understand the desire to protect local markets, but we need to grow the Canadian economy, not just in terms of alcohol, but across the board by reducing barriers to trade. We started back in September with the trucking industry, decreasing those rules that provinces and territories have for truckers crossing provincial boundaries. They're slightly different, but they're time-consuming to adhere to. Now we have mutual recognition, and that's really the name of the game, recognizing the rules in place in other jurisdictions, saying, well, look, they're kind of like our rules anyway, so we're going to let the truckers simply cross these borders and make it more efficient to get goods to market.
Professional certifications, what are the obstacles that you've had to overcome there? I assume professional groups have wanted to protect their members' ability to work in their own provinces. Is that fair to say?
And different types of training, different requirements for certification. But truth be told, an engineer in one jurisdiction should be able to work in another jurisdiction. We want to smooth that out for engineers, nurses, doctors, construction workers, to really allow workers to follow demand and also to move to be with their families. This is a time where we need to act patriotically and with unity and grow the Canadian economy. And if I could just add, it's not just internal barriers to trade that we need to address. We need to diversify supply chains outside of Canada. Right now, we're 80% dependent on the United States with our trade, as you know. And if we are able to diversify supply chains outside of Canada, outside of the U.S., we're going to be that much better off. We're the only G7 country that has a free trade agreement with every other G7 country. Let's leverage our natural resources and our raw material sectors and really make the most of those agreements.
Right. So many people are critical of the fact that we do have one pipeline now taking crude oil to foreign markets, and the Liberal government actually owns that
Trans
pipeline.
Mountain, $30 billion, all good.
It was not easy getting there, and other pipeline proposals, similar pipeline proposals, have faltered. And we've got one liquefied natural gas proposal. Do you believe that we should have more LNG export capacity in this country?
And we need to permit those projects much more quickly. I know that Jonathan Wilkinson's working hard on this very issue, but listen, we have those natural resources. We have raw materials in Canada. Let's permit projects. Let's make sure that we are getting those raw materials and natural resources to market, especially in the area of critical minerals. Canada is known all over the world for our critical minerals. Let's make the most of it for Canadians.
Okay, last question. What's coming next on this file, interprovincial barriers?
Well, the next 30 to 60 days is going to be developing the framework to ensure that labor can move freely across the country, that alcohol can be sold anywhere in those participating provinces and territories. And we're also talking about trade missions within Canada, having this idea that we can go and market our goods as small businesses wherever we want to sell them within our own country. That's what growing the Canadian economy is all about. Selling within our country, given its diversity and its strength across sectors.
Thank you very much for coming in today to explain.
Thank you, Paul.
That's Anita Anand, Canada's Minister of Transport and Internal Trade. Up next, a fourth quarter miss at Aecon Group.